to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Okay, what's up YouTube? Dal here from Zephyr War Games, and we are here at Calmity Locals on a Sunday. So it's just a casual locals, and we're starting off with duel number 1 of possibly 3 rounds. So we have YUGIOH on the bottom with the dragon shield. So it looks like his opponent Rob is going first with Swordsoul. He's activated long 1, he's discarded the blackout, summoned itself down with the token. So obviously no main deck token collector from YUGIOH is something that we can pretty much guarantee. It's going to be interesting to see how this matchup goes. Straight into a Baron, so he's going the more protective route of playing around a Nibiru, because they are actually being main decked. Looks like he's got the Emergence, and there is the Ash. So it's an interesting route depending on what else he has in his hand, because he could, in theory, if he opened up, I assume he hasn't opened up a 10-year, because if you did, you probably would have activated that first. Yeah, and then considering what else might be in his hand. So he's currently gone through, he's got the tie. No, it's blackout as well, so there we go. Double token just in case tie was to get impermanent or veiled is actually really, really cool. I need to get me some of them tokens. I was looking for some Doppel Warrior tokens. So that's the slime, or like the statue token. And you also get a slime token from OTS 19 as well. But yeah, like, until we get an official Doppel Warrior token, that's probably the best level 1 you're gonna kind of get away with. So carrying on with this one, he's pretty much got everything he needs. YUGIOH has now only got 4 cards to play with going second, or 5 once he draws. The extra token on board is actually also really, really important because of the 10-years themselves. So this will be interesting to see where it kind of goes from here, because in theory the options are pretty much open to get the best board. He's got the Baron protection, he's done all of this before even locking himself into ones for a Shuna. And now we're going to be activating that to summon one from the deck. Now keep in mind that the level 4 or the token is a tuner, so in theory he can summon out the level 4 Shafana, which is exactly what he's done, and then that's going to give him another level 8 synchro. So I mean, the next best would probably be Draco Berserker. Ooh, that's a very interesting way of doing this. So he's popped the circle effect. Now circle has the effect of, you can only use one of its effects per turn, meaning that because he's popped it this turn and didn't use the quick effect this turn, means that he can banish it to get him any 10-year. Now I'm assuming the best 10-year would probably be Adhara. By doing so you get to recycle from the grave. I don't see the point of Vishuddha right now, but I mean, he's locked into worms, so the only other thing you get from the extra day is the Draco Berserker. So it'd be interesting to see where it kind of comes from there. But the board is pretty much their most impressive board, or their strongest full power, basically, end board that they have. It's got one set as well. Damn, this is like his full hand. He's got like the best Swordsoul board. And this was without the double draw, so it's going to be real interesting to kind of see where it evolves from here. We know we've got the Ash in the graveyard from YUGIOH, and then one set. So I mean, like, worst case scenario, let's say that's a blackout. He's facing up against blackout, a monster banish, which can be very, very dangerous because you activate long one gets banished, anything like that, and then you still got more to go with. The Qixiao's got that banish negate, so he's pretty much covered with an Omni negate, a field negate, and then any monster effect anywhere. Not negate, but a banish, which can be very, 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 very damaging. So be very interesting to see exactly how this progresses, to be fair. So we're going to try and move it from there. It sounds, just going through the sound right now, obviously we're trying to make it Might need to change up the microphone in round 2 for you guys as well to make it a little bit clearer, but we'll do that in a second, don't worry. Yeah, we'll get through this game and then I'll try and change it up so it's a little bit clearer for you guys as well, as I know it does sound a little bit quiet at the moment. So we've obviously tried to activate Adhara in the hand, not Adhara, sorry, Ashuna, and that's been met with the Draco Berserker, so it gets banished straight away. I mean, it never hits the board, meaning it can't be turned into the Monk of the Tenyi. So yeah, it's a very tricky situation to be in, because in theory you're trying to play through 3 interruptions and then 4 with the blackout, so it's near impossible to kind of break. And then Rob's got follow-ups for the next turn as well, so it'll be interesting to see where it kind of goes from here and how it can evolve a little bit more. But ultimately it's going to require something pretty special. I think like the best kind of play that I can see is like you would have to normal summon a Moyi or a Tyre, do your thing there, and then trigger an effect. There's a lot that would need to be required in order to kind of to dodge all of this. And what I mean by that is you need to have effects that will allow you to gain advantage off of your monster already being negated in some form or another. I mean, a handful of Tenyis would help, because in theory you can get into Abaxia, or try and get into Abaxia. The issue with that is, again, you still got to face a Chi-Zhao, a Blackout, and a Baron. So you can probably put it under a position where the Blackout has to be played, but even then it's still a tricky situation. So the only other way that possibly could have played this one out is maybe try to start with the Adhara, and then you could use, if that did get stopped, you could then still use the Ashuna to go into Monk, and then you'd have an Ashuna effect, so it would give you another one. Oh, there you go. He obviously had another one. Oh, okay, I see where it's gone. So the Adhara banished to add back the Ashuna and then use the Ashuna effect. That makes sense. Okay, so he's eaten one effect. The Vashuda's a very good one, actually, because a Vashuda, getting that to the graveyard will give the ability to try and out another form of interruption. So it's going to be very interesting to see where that comes from there as well. He's going for the Chi-Zhao, which is interesting. So he obviously wants the monster effect here. Interesting. So banishes the Tyre. What does he gain from banishing the Tyre? I mean, it's not the end of the world, because a Blackout here still gets rid of both the monks. And then all that's left is the Baron Omni. Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, it still gives him advantage for the follow-up the next turn, and again, the board is still very, very difficult to try and break. I mean, there is a possible way of doing it. It's going to be very, very interesting to see where it kind of goes. A couple of different options here. I'm not kind of segregated from the players, so I'm trying to be as quiet as possible. Yeah, I'm going to try and work on the sound after this round. I'll try and dip out and grab another microphone that might be a little bit better and not have as much fizz and hiss. So I'll try and do that. In a second. Hopefully when they finish this game up. So, blinked and missed it. How'd Chi-Zhao get to the board? What the heck? What? Shooter's banished to bounce. Okay, Moyi. So Moyi was normaled. Effect was revealed to bring out a token. Interesting that that's been allowed to go through, but then again, I suppose the Baron's not really threatened at this moment in time. That's interesting as well. Okay, there's a couple of different ways to kind of go about this one. I would probably do a little bit of a different route, but again, we'll see where this comes. It's impressive that the board's slowly been picked apart. Obviously, it wasn't a blackout, which could have been pretty damaging to get rid of both the monks, but then again, you still the long one effect to pitch. Ooh, okay. Has the Baron negated or already used its negate? Maybe it's already used its negate. I'm not sure. We will soon see. I mean, again, it's very difficult to kind of deal with the Baron, because again he's locked into worms, so he can't make his own Baron. Oh, Chen Ying's one way of doing it. Okay, that's very interesting. That Chen Ying is a pretty fat guy. Okay. I can see this. Did he? He must have searched off. Okay, because he searched off the chi. Got you. Broken. No way. Wow, I can't believe you opened up the call boy. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see how big this gets. Isn't Berserker up because he negated the Ashuna? Rip. Sad days. Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 8, and a 200. Woof. Okay, right. I'm gonna go try and change this mic. We'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right, okay, we're back and we're about to move into game 2. Hopefully this is a lot clearer. I've changed the microphone up and I will run some tests as we get through this as well. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting hand to open up with. Pretty decent hand on that one already. That's a good start. Okay. There you go, much better. Okay, so clearer on the microphone. I obviously know what not to use for the next one. Okay, so pretty much the same start this turn. Straight into Baron with the burn of 1200. Normal summon of Tai. And bear me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that one. So, as you can see, we've got Tai, we've got the token, Nibiru protected. So, again, a lot more kind of reserved on this one. He's not going all out. Like a lot of the modern, I say modern, the more recent kind of plays that are coming off of the back of the 10U Swordsoul strategy is that you go into Qijing and get like the double draw is basically what a lot of people go for, but it looks like he's going for blackout this time as well, so making a more decisive choice on that one there. Idhara going into monk, and again that's a very nice option, especially if you're able to get the Shafana into the graveyard as well, because then you get pretty much an additional pop, but it can be very, very specific. He's gone back for the Arshuna. Okay, so the Arshuna is now back in the hand. And I'm trying to play it from there. Set 2. Oh, that's a big set 2. There is a random card on the field. There we go. Okay, give that card back. There you go. Let's hope that's either that card's going to be the absolute nuts or it's going to be something a little bit less. There we go, sorry about that. Had to go and change the battery. Okay, so. Ooh, especially with Ecclesia. That's a good one to start with. It's not as great because you probably still want Tenyis. But then again, if you've got the Tenyis in the hand, you're in a good position to kind of bait a little bit more. That would be pretty fire. So, just joking that if Fallen of Albaz, rather than bringing out a Swordsoul, you bring out Fallen of Albaz, would be pretty funny. Because then you could trigger Fallen of Albaz's effect to try and then contact fuse with like Baron, and then that would definitely be a bait out. Ooh, so we've revealed blackout for the Mo Yi effect, and he's used Qijia to banish to negate, so Mo Yi on Mo Yi. Let's see, is Julio going to be able to do exactly what he did in the last game and pretty much just battle through all of it? Doesn't look that way. We've gone straight to battle phase. There is a bit of a lag on this, so give me 2 seconds. It might be my laptop just pretty much giving up on issues when you're at venues that you've got minimal control over the Wi-Fi. Everything is what it is, so unfortunately it will either work or it won't. Usually the gamble we take. Judgment was the other card that was set. That's pretty damaging. Yeah, Judgment the Blackout, taking that big cost on that one. But, you know, definitely worth it because it looks like he's going to... Oh, he's evenly matched as well. Whoa. Evenly matched in the battle phase. Interesting that you kept that in hand. That makes sense. It definitely will drain the Baron out. I might have to reboot this stream if it continues to lag. But at least you're able to see everything in slightly slow motion. Oh, long one. Discard the Blackout. Summon itself down. Set 2. Oh, Blackout. Take out 2. And that's it. And then just Baron goes into the game. Okay, well, I'm just going to change it over to the music and then see if the lag returns. Okay, hopefully the lag is gone a little bit. It's a little bit out of my control. Unfortunately, that will be down to the venue Wi-Fi. Obviously, everything is going to be as controlled as possible. But we're moving into Game 3. So the all-important Game 3 in this mirror match. So it's going to be interesting to see where it kind of comes from this point. You would probably say on paper it probably favours the person going first a little bit more, but then again it all comes down to what you draw. You could either brick and get absolutely nothing. Your opponent can set up the strongest board possible when you open up double evenly. Like, I think that's the one thing with something like with these or with Swordsoul is they can only really put up one Omni Negate unless they're going to play Judgments or anything like that. I suppose the other interesting thing would be how effective something like a anti-spell would be, because we know from the most recent America event that you're looking at stuff like I think he was main decking Rivalry and he was main decking another Floodgate. He wasn't main decking anti-spell, but he was main decking, I believe, two Floodgate traps. Obviously, the Rivalry was very, very damaging because once you build it up, you just don't care. The only time it will ever hurt you is if you've got Ecclesia, and that's where it becomes a little bit troubling. So, yeah, they've shuffled up. Going into Game 3, they have about 16 minutes on the clock, so neither of them can slow play, Chi Zhao burn, long one burn. Okay, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see where it evolves from here. Oh my god. Did I just see what I just saw? I'll let it play out because, again, I'm quite close to the player, so I don't want to oversee something. Broken. Okay, so Lance is back in the side decks. That's an interesting one. I had a look at this the other day because, obviously, with our locals, I don't know how effective it is. I mean, obviously, it stops the Shuna, which can be very damaging. But, like, going first, I mean, it also turns off tie as well. So it does come down to exactly what your opponent's opened up. But that looks like Does that look? No, that can't be 5 hand traps. Is that literally 5 hand traps? I'm trying to be quiet again. I don't want to try and like spoil it for YUGIOH, who's trying to play right now. But holy crap! If that's if Rob's hand is what I think it is, that is. I mean, it's not disgusting, but it's like unplayable. And this could be one of them games where it literally just comes down to monk poke, to get it across to the end game. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it kind of evolves from here. Oh, okay. A lot of thinking time here by YUGIOH. He's going to normal summon the Moyi. And Imperm. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. So we're going to see how this one... Oh, I got the long one as well. Okay, so long one summons down. Oh, okay. Here, what we're going to get. So chaining 1, YUGIOH for the search. Chaining 2, Moyi for the draw. Another Imperm. Yeah, okay. It is looking like it was a hand of hand traps. And the thing is, even before this round started, both players power shuffled. So the power shuffles obviously worked against them on this one. The Moyi draw needs to be something good, but no, it looks like it's going to end on just a YUGIOH, no blackout background, no backup or anything like that. It'll all come down to what Rob's drawn. And if it's like a big starter, so if it's not a big starter, he's not going to be able to pretty much go anywhere with it, which is a real shame. You would have liked it to kind of pretty much go from there. So we've got standby, main. Oh, he's got an evenly. He's going for an evenly. I mean, what do you keep? Yeah, there you go. There's the evenly. I'll rearrange the camera alignment for the next one as well, so you can start seeing the back row. So either his opening hand or what he just drew for turn was 2 Imperms at the very least, plus a Lancia, plus an evenly. Like, oh, okay. So the evenly clears off 2. Activated the emergence, and YUGIOH has the Ash. So Rob only has what? One more card? One more card to play. And he keeps it in his hand. Okay. YUGIOH, and then battle phase poking for 28. Yeah. Oh, I told you, it's going to come down to one of those slow games. It's going to be a very, very slow game. Very, very slow. So this is like round 1, and this is for the win, and it is, yeah, it's getting very, very slow. So, yeah, be prepared. This is going to be a long game. Oh, okay. Well, he's putting a body on board. Going into the monk. There's no tennies in the graveyard, so that's going to be interesting to see where he's going. Oh, okay. So the plan is to crash the monk. Well, is it going to be another evenly? I don't know how you stop this. So he can't even banish his finger. So I mean, it's one of these ones where Rob just takes the damage. There's enough time to take it. Trigger the Shafana, clears off the YUGIOH, brings it back, and then at least that still gives a bit of board. And you can kind of imagine that if YUGIOH was only able to just pass the previous turn, that he hasn't got a huge amount. Ooh, Lancia during the standby. So what have we got? There needs to be like a Moyi with a reveal. Is there an Adhara? Was there an Adhara in the hand? I can't remember. Emergence. I think Lancia was the last card that Rob had as well. So there's literally, look at that hand. Like, look at that graveyard. There was evenly 2 Imperms, two Lancias, and then an Emergence. I mean, maybe if that Emergence went through, it would have been in a lot more damage. Long one has been added off of YUGIOH's Emergence. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where this develops from here. He's just explaining what his opening hand was, and his opening hand was double Lancia, double Imperm, and evenly. So he topped the Emergence for turn, which is quite crazy. So normal on the Moyi, Oh, he was drew Moyi for turn. That's disgusting. So he's got a Moyi in emergence, and then he pretty much goes full combo here. So like unless no, we all know that Rob's not got anything left in his hand. So Qijiao chaining 1, Qijiao chaining 2, Moyi, draw and search. I mean, there's no reason not to search. Go for the blackout. That's obviously going to be good because then you've got the fodder for long one. You're not going to be like I highly doubt he's going to need to go into another round. So. Or like another turn, so you don't mind getting rid of the blackout from the long one. Oh, he's got a tire as well. All right, fine. His hand was staked. Fine, so you keep the blackout. Doesn't really matter either way because Lancer, you're not going anywhere. But went for the Baron. Okay, so I mean, I suppose Baron just kills it, and then 1200 game. Yeah, that's like. Oh, that was a horrible hand. I mean, Julio had the plays to get started, even under Lancia. So he still had enough to do. But then, like, everything else from that point on was not ideal. And there you go. This is Rob just showing his starting hand. So, again, he's got a really good way of trying to stop boards. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting that the hands weren't ideal on that one at all. But always pretty interesting to see. Anyway, we'll pack that up and we'll move into round 2 shortly for you all as well.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Okay, welcome back. We are now moving into game number 2, or well, round number 2, or game 2. Don't know however you would prefer to put it. This is the second round of today's locals, and we have. It looks like the top player won the dice roll. So on the top we have Joe playing Plant Furons, I believe, and below on the Charmer mat we have Jamie playing Salamangreats. Now obviously starting up pretty broken with the Water Enchantment. So, oh my god, he made extra. What the hell? That is broken. Of all the hand traps in the entire game that you could have possibly opened up against Plant Furon, that's one of the best. Oh, I mean, you still get the riot, you still get the other plays, but that is painful. That's actually really damaging. So it basically means that they don't get they lose pretty much all of their plant roots because you can't play Painful Decision, you can't use Dryas to search. You can still special from the decks, you can still build a relatively okay board, but it does lose an awful lot. So he's activating Sunvine Sowing directly from the hand, so he obviously hard opened that, which is a bit of a shame. There we go. So he's going to summon out the Lokai, takes 1,000 damage. I mean, I'm trying to think where he goes from here, because I mean this goes into Dryas, doesn't get anywhere. It's link into Dryas. No search of the Dryas because there's nothing because obviously underdraw, which sucks ass big time. this is really interesting. I'm trying to think where else you go. Still maintains a normal stun, which is completely fine. But the question is, where does the... What do you do? You still got the rights as well that we know is in hand. Depends on how far you want to go with that as well, because keep in mind there's really only 2 things you can do off of the back of that. So yeah, this main deck of Droll can be very, very tricky to navigate. We'll see how this kind of develops and goes from there. There's still, obviously we've literally only just started, so there's still plenty of time left on the clock. There we go. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where else we go. Oh, he opened up the Lily as well. I mean, it's both good and bad. It's good because you get a free body on the board, so if he wants to, he can climb higher. The issue with it is, again, you can't use her effect to get you the field spell. So we set one. And is that going to be it? I'm surprised he didn't activate the right. I mean, you could have put the token on the board and then you could have still equipped the token with the equipped, because even though you can't add it, you can still equip it. And then that would still give it a bit of battle protection, which is pretty good. Anyway, so it moves over to Salamane, great player. They've opened up the circle. Oh my god, he opened up Prankatops as well. What is this? Is this like go second salads? He's playing, is that backup Sentry? So the circle got ashed. Special summon down Prankatops. He's going to battle phase. So we're trying to battle phase into the Dryas. But Dryas can't be targeted for attacks. So he's going to prank into Lily, which is pretty good because that, like, what this is mad. The prank and the Droll. What the heck is going on? This is so confusing, but like, it's obviously worked out very, very well for him. Oh no! Don't tell me he opened up the trap. Did he hard open the trap as well? Oh, it's droplets. Oh, okay. Chain droplets sends. Now, so I'm assuming droplet identifies what the card is in the graveyard. So technically, he sent a monster, so he can't respond. So prank goes down to 13 into a 24, so it takes 1100 damage. Yeah, and then that kind of stops it there. So as good as Droll. Oh, Balinks, okay. As good as Droll and as good as Droll was, and then open up the prank. Droplets is still a insane card for that exact reason. Droll does, or Droplets does, all of the hard work for you, and pretty much gets you everything you need. So that's obviously going to be very, very damaging for his opponent. Activate the field spell. So, okay, this is very interesting. So, Balinks, I suppose you just reincarnate the Balinks. The Ash on the circle is quite damaging as well. But we've still got the Lily. The Lily's still going to ultimately lead to Therion, which is obviously an Omni Negate. So unless there is a Rage or a Roar set, plus you've got to keep in mind as well, there's still that Rite of Armoresia in the hand. Ooh, Lily send the right. Did he open up 2 rights? Very interesting if that is the case. Very, very interesting. Add the field spell. So this is also interesting. I mean, what link to you can go into Jasmine. But Jasmine's not that great right now because yeah, he did open up 2 rights. Okay, fine. So we're going to spawn the token, do the standard plays. You're going to get Fateful Avenger, and then you'll get off the back of that as well. You'll get Fateful Avenger will try and lead you to everything else that you could possibly want. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this builds from here. I mean, even if it's a raw, I don't know. I mean, you probably would have roared the rights, and then I mean, it's very interesting to see where this is going to go, because you're only going to get a pop 1. You protect the Balinks once, but you only pop 1, yet another thing's going to attack over it. So I'm not entirely sure of exactly where this one could go. It's not looking as promising, unfortunately, but that opening was pretty fire. That droll and then prank was really, really cool. We just probably would have wanted a little bit more gas or a little bit more steam behind that in order to kind of get that moving a bit more. But we'll soon see how, again, this develops and keeps on going. Faithful was pretty much going to do the pretty standard play of discard a card, search out. Actually, is there any cards left to discard? Oh, he's got the field spell. Maybe that's the plan then. So then you activate Fateful. Fateful then searches Griffin. You then ditch the field spell. Oh, well, I mean, you could do it the other way around. You can still activate the field spell would search, and then you send what you search off the field spell. I think this could have been maybe done a little bit better. It's kind of go from there. It looks like, I can't tell, but I'm pretty sure, I'm just looking over at the board now, it may be that the image is frozen. Yeah, it looks like the image is frozen, so bear me 2 seconds.
We lose.
There we go. Sorry about that. It seemed that the visual has frozen, so you can see that obviously there's Griffin and everything. I'm not sure how this board evolved, but it looks like Jamie also opened up Nibiru, so he's attempting the Nibiru. It's obviously quite interesting as well as Joe is playing the Link 2. Now the Link 2 is obviously quite interesting because what it does is on summon it lets you mill or excavate the top 3. And then you get to special summon any part monsters that were excavated. So I'm assuming off of that excavation, he must have excavated a twin plus the little Laurel, but neither of them can be used as link material. However, what you can do, and this is where it gets a little bit spicy, is you can target them and make them a different level. So what would have been really, really cool, and I didn't see the board of how it got presented, but if he had left Lily on the board, it would have been really cool because you have this pointing to Lily, uses effect, or is it engrave? Wait, hang on, is it engrave that it targets? Oh, well, he's done it anyway. It's exactly what I was going to say. So I think he targeted the Lily in the graveyard. He makes both the monsters it points to that level, and then it allows him to go into the rank 8 Rico, which is really kind of cool because it basically has the effect that as long as he's got a plant as material, it's a quick effect, and it tributes a monster on the field. So that's really kind of cool because it becomes like a really nice form of interruption. Obviously the Griffin protection was really, really good for the ability to kind of dodge that Nibiru. Other than Nibiru probably would have been very, very damaging. So again, we're going to see how this is going to continue to evolve. Go from there. So I mean, this is the issue with Salads, is that they don't really have like they've got a great grind game, but they don't have a lot of comeback if they haven't been able to burn through the majority of their cards. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be game because you just activate the recard, tribute off the only monster that's left, and then that's it. There's not really anything else that can really be done. Yeah, so we're going to move into game 2. So they're going to side this up. They're going to make the required changes, and then we will be back. Okay, so we have started back up, so it looks like we're going straight into Balinks. I can't quite see exactly what's in the graveyard, but it looks like we're special summoning in the sector. And then we're going to try and build up from there. So, I mean, there are a couple of like interesting tech choices with inside Jamie's deck. He's tried to keep it as budget as possible. I don't believe there is an access code in there. He does like to kind of utilize the zero borrow strategy a lot more. These are just casual locals, so again, it's not everything. Ooh, it looks like it's just a wolf pass, not the greatest. Oh, okay. War Enchantress met by an Ash. Again, that's an interesting kind of balance block. It looks like Joe's opened up like 3. You do have to question though as well that Jamie still has 3 cards in his hand. You've lost an Omni Negate in the form of oh my god, it's a Veiler as well. So Jamie's hand is like literally just must be full of hand traps. Absolutely must. Okay, so we saw in the previous game that Joe plays 2 twins as well. Maybe he hard opened the Sowin. If so, that would allow him to continue to play. Otherwise, we're going to be in a very, very interesting kind of game state here. It does look like there's multiple hand traps. Well, we've definitely seen a Veiler. We've definitely seen Ash on the Enchantress, although risky because obviously in a deck like this, a lot of people do play Gamma still. That could come back to bite you. It seems to have worked from him. Probably, I mean, it stops the token getting on board as well. So it looks like there's only 1 set and pass. Trying to see what else we know. Oh, actually, no, we already know 1 card in Jamie's hand because he searched it. Is the Sanctuary. So, I mean, this is where you can start regaining resource, but this is where the big difference comes into play with and without access code talker. When you have it, great. Access code then gives you the ability to kind of just finish a game off. But it looks like he's got Falco and he's got Will of the Salamangreats, which is really, really good as well. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see where this goes from here because we've got 1 unknown set on the Predaplant side. Ooh, now we know what it is. It's going to be a droplet. Sending us cost. Yeah, the twin. I mean, the twin is just the annoying brick. It is the garnet of the deck. It's quite like the Union Driver in the form of the ABC version of this deck. Like, when you see it, it completely sucks out the life of the combo. And it's one of them cards that you just don't want to see. It's rare as well to be able to get it back to the deck. Because it's not like one of them ones where it's like a Halifax combo. It's like, okay, you can summon it from the hand or the deck. It's one of the ones where it's like, has to come from the deck, has to be equipped from the deck to give you as much advantage as possible. So this is the other downside as well, is that Transcode Talker now gives you the ability to attack with a Sunlight Wolf. I think this is the one as well. Is like there was no route into update Jammer, so it's just Transcode, bring back Wolf, and then attack directly with those 2. And then try and see what Joe's got. I mean, if he opens up Right or another War Enchantress, he's able to pretty much kind of get that combo going. Not sure if there's any plants left in his hands to kind of continue the combo for Dryas. Oh, he hard opened Fateful Adventure. That's sad. It's a little bit disappointing. Okay, but he's going to activate the Fateful Adventure and he's using the effect to search and then ditch. So I'm assuming we're probably going to go for the token on this one. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. As long as he can get a normal summon play, it should be good. Unless he wants to keep the War Enchantress, and then he just discards any random card in his hand. But it looks like, no, he's going to do exactly that. He's going to discard the War Enchantress banish, give you the access to a token, which is obviously going to be great because it's a 2k token. And then the fact that when you summon it as well, you can also trigger the Fateful Adventure to equip or add the equip spell, means that, in theory, from 1 card, although you don't get an Omni Negate, you have got the ability to bounce a card, which can be very, very good against the Salamangreat strategy, for the pure fact that sometimes if there is a Balinks in the graveyard, it will constantly protect that wolf, meaning that it's a lot harder to deal with. Oh no, he opened up the equip spell as well. That is so sad, because obviously he's been able to... Oh yeah, because transcode targets, protects from targeting. Very, very interesting. Okay, well, it looks like Will of the Salamangreats is probably going to go back to the hand. and they're both buffed by 500 actually. So that's interesting, which would mean transcode was, what, 28? And then wolf would be 22. So that's pretty good. So that's 5k already. Okay, very, very interesting. What have we got left? Oh, droplets doesn't target though. This is interesting. So he's going to droplet and he's going to send just the one. That's interesting. So he's going to negate the transcode, which means transcode becomes half. It doesn't give the token protection, but he can bring back the Draco back. So I mean, it does mean that the transcode's weaker. So, but you could, at this moment in time with this particular board, he's only going to be able to pretty much kill one. Oh, okay. So it looks like the Draco bat didn't activate the previous turn or the previous moment. So it's one of the ones where you have to send droplet in order to re-equip the Draco to target the transcode to bounce it. Which is interesting. I probably, if there's a Balinx in the graveyard, I probably would have bounced the wolf. So yes, there is a Balinx in the graveyard. So it looks like that's just something that was a misstep. The other thing as well with the Salamangreat is when they got Will on as well, once that card stays there and doesn't go anywhere, it constantly gives them a free revival every single turn. If they want to bring back Link monsters, they can. Or you just bring back multiple monsters, or it's just, yeah, it's such a good card for the deck itself. So let's see what else Jamie can kind of come up with. He does need the ability to pretty much get some more presence on the board, because that token will eventually kill. We're just pretty much waiting to see where it goes from here. Is the disappointing part. Is we know it's coming, we're just having to wait for it to pretty much get to the point of no return. So okay, so we're going to activate the Will is going to bring back the Falco, which is interesting. I can't remember how Falco comes back. I mean, they've got a lot of cards. They've got like Jag comes back to a zone and Link monster points to. Falco does other stuff as well. So we're going to go transcode route again. Fortunately for Joe, he can't attack directly this turn. He will need to deal with the token, but the token has to be attacked twice. So again, it's literally much just a wall up. But we're going 23 over the token for one lot of damage. And then transcode is 28, so like another 800 over the top of the token to kill the token. So if it was 5k from the last turn, puts him down another 11, so should be left with like 1900 life points. Maybe a little bit more if they use the Laurel's effect, but I can't quite remember. We've still got the Fateful, so the Fateful is in theory on its own just going to constantly be able to loop a token. But the issue is now you're not going to get the Draco back to bounce, and you don't have the ability to kind of deal with the transcode non-target protection lock. So. And obviously in that previous turn, that was all just done by Will. So again, Jamie's hand is just building up and building up. And you kind of have to consider what else would be in there if there's no play that's happened. It's obviously always going to build up via some form of hand traps or whatnot. But it looks like they're going to scoop it up. They're going to go to game 3. There is currently 17.5 minutes left on this round. So we'll be back once they have finished siding.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go.
Okay, moving into the all-important game 3. Any draw this time? Or drum roll, please. Nope, doesn't look like there is any draw on this one. Going at full combo, so pretty much going to lead with token. Oh well, unless there's a Ghost Ogre and Ash on the Fateful, which will be interesting to see. Okay, so okay, he's gonna go full combo. What does that put him in though? That's 1, 2, 3. I mean, you have to get to nib Griffin before your 5th, otherwise, especially when you've got the token, otherwise you are asking for trouble. So now that he's pretty much got the equipped, so I'll obviously add in the Griffin, ditching the Griffin, and then we're going to loop it round. Griffin summon, equip to the token. Oh, he hard opened the Sunvine again. Oh no, did he say he must have searched it? Sorry. Okay, so this is where it gets really fun on the plants. Is they just like, well, there's no real way that they lose this unless there's like an imperm and a nib in Jamie's hand. But from this point on, it should pretty much be full combo leading to a game victory. Yeah, as you can see, just doing the standard plant combo. So you go into summon out the healer, you go into Jasmine, you then turn Twin into, well, it looks like he's doing it the other way where you use Jasmine to tribute the Twin. You summon out the Laurel from the deck, so you're not going the Naturia Rose Whip route, which I really, really like the Naturia Rose Whip route. I think it's pretty cool, but probably won't be as great. Well, do you know it will, because you only get to activate one spell. I suppose it's like how much it slows it down, but there we go to Laurel and Lokai into Jasmine's, and then double Jasmine effect. Looks like he's going for the rank 8 play, so maybe he's already opened up a route to Lily. So yep, exactly that. So he already opened up Lily, which is pretty broken, because yeah, this is now going to be full combo. So literally, barring a dot ruler evenly, this board doesn't get broken. Like, it's just absolutely crazy how powerful this deck can be. Or like droplets. The droplets turn everything off you go. So you activate the field spell. Field spell gives you Regulus. You've got Lily as your additional fodder. So you go into Malias. Malias bring back Lokai. And then you turn Lokai plus Jasmine into Malias, or a second Malias. And then that Malias brings back the Lokai again. You put the 2 link monsters into, oh, this is interesting. Goes into the Dryas to get the shrine. Wow, he's getting greedy here. Getting real greedy. You want to hope that there isn't no Dark Ruler evenly in that, otherwise it can get very, very damaging. Oh, he's going for the extra Jasmine. Ditch the Rose Girl. Adding Rose Girl back to hand. Shrine's effect. Summoning out the Lokai. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I like that. Lokai into healer. Gain a few more life points. Trigger Jasmine effect again. Broken. That's pretty cool. I like that. Triple looping. Triple looping. So at the moment the board's pretty much not got anything. It's just got Griffin. He went for a Lily again. That's interesting. I suppose it gives you a follow-up for the next turn. Link those, go into the Link 4. I'm surprised there's no... Where's Bengal answer at? So you've got the trap card, which is basically just like a really nice continual negate when it wants it. He plays a third Malias. What? Okay. Malias brings back the Loci. And where do we go from here? I suppose the only thing you have to do is you'll have to turn it into Thrasher, right? Oh, no, sorry. Bengal Lancer is 2+ plant monsters. It's the other one that's 2+ link monsters. So we've got Bengal Lancer, and then we're going to get Regulus as well, broken. This is the other thing with the plants as well, is it fills up near enough every single zone. Okay, so you tribute the Bengal Lancer, you bring these two down, they both become level 8s. Gets you XYZ, and he's going to get Bengal Lancer. Disgusting. Yeah, this is the full power board. This is mad. Absolutely mad. Wow. Okay, so we've got Bengal Lancer, which is going to be a quick effect, take damage and bounce. We've got the Rika, which is going to be a quick effect to tribute. We've got the trap card set. We've got the effective Griffin Ride to bring back. And then, of course, we've got the Regulus, which is going to be on when you get as well. Plus, on top of all of that, you've also got the field spell that basically says if you try and kill any of this by battle, I can protect it. And the token can't be destroyed technically 3 times, because you attack it once, you protect it with a field spell, you attack it twice, you protect it with the... Or either way around, so you attack it once, you protect it with the equipped, attack it twice, you protect it with a field spell, and then attack it a 3rd time. So you've got to kill the token 3 times, which is disgusting, because then it means as soon as it goes back. So legit, the only way you break this board is Dark Ruler, and then evenly. Oh, Sign It Mine and Met of an Ash. He's got the hand traps as well. This is just absolutely grotesque. Bengal Lancer is going to bounce back the backup secretary. Jamie's seen that every turn. I really hope it's not free of. Really hope it's not free of. So, that's art, and this is the hand. So it's double. Oh no, we got 1 Rage, 1 Raw, double Sign It Mining, Ash for turn, and then the backup secretary. Ooh, that was not nice. Okay, I mean, yeah. Okay, very, very interesting one. Anyway, we're going to move it around to our final round, which will be round 3. And we will see what decks we've got. So at the moment, we've got possibility of Ignistas. Otherwise, the other possibility will be Plants versus Eldritch Orcust, which is really interesting. So I might try and get that up. Anyway, see you guys in a second.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
possible. silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Okay, we are now moving into third and final round after I change. Okay, so game 3. Started off with Orcust. So Orcust did Full Spirits of Good, send Crescendo. Crescendo banished, search out Gearsu. Normal summon Gearsu, met with a Veiler. Set free, pass. Now this is a Eldritch Orcust build, which is quite interesting to see the combination between the two. Off the top of my head, I don't know the synergy, but we'll probably soon find out. Starts with Ashuna, summons itself down, turns itself into Monk. Special summon down for Shooter. Like, it looks like we're pretty much going to go through the standard route of play. It would be very, very funny if there can only be one was flipped. But then I suppose you just put for Shooter to the graveyard, for Shooter target bounce, done, dusted. So, but looks like he's opened up all the Tenyis, and luckily he got the Adhara, so the Adhara is going to lead, special summon Adhara off of the Ashuna, which is going to give him access to his Chi-Jiao. He's going for back. Met with a strike. Nada. Goodbye. I mean, annoyingly, Bakura is on a once per turn, so it can very easily happen again. Be very interesting to see where it goes off of the back of this. Was a strike enough? I mean, I would be activating the shooter right about now, to be honest. You can't be you can't be too careful with what's along that back row. So yeah, I'd be a little bit worried, a bit cautious. There we go. Turns a trap or a spell back to the hand. Ooh, boom. Circle, getting rid of the monkey boy. I guess we're done with all of the tenues, to be fair. So, because it was a non-effect, it actually summon, which is really, really good. Ooh, okay, interesting. So he's looked at the long new. I'm assuming he's adding it and not special summoning it. That would be pretty funny. Adding a long new, so that pretty much unlocks everything he needs. Well, within theory, does unlock everything he needs. Unless Matt's main deck in Token Collector, which would be slightly funny. So long you ditch the Ashuna, summoned itself down. We know that, well, he can't go into Baron because he is worm locked, but that will go into Kuijin or Kuijao, which gives him, when he activates a spell trap, burn for 1200, banish it, and when you special summon a monster, burn for 1200, banish it. So very, very damaging. It just depends on where it goes. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so we went exactly for that's the so this is basically part of the lore, is that this is the Sovereign, which is the other level 10, corrupted by the Despiers, which is what Blackout is. So that's what I really like that. That's kind of like, which is why he's got all that burn damage as well. Not that this deck needed 2 cards that could total do 3600 burn damage, which is absolutely stupid. But battle phase, smash over the Gearsu. I mean, there's 2 cards left in Matt's hand. We don't know what they are as of yet, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. But one that was returned, drawing for turn. Oh, and it looks like we're going to game 2 straight away. I mean, I really kind of want to see this Eldritch deck kind of pop off, but it seems to be one of these fun decks that is being played before the introduction of splites and everything else that's going to come with it. Yeah, so as much as we want to see it kick off, unfortunately, it's just one of them decks that is, it's just fun. So, I mean, I've been looking at a lot of decks like that. I really want to play. I say a lot of decks like that. I'm just trying to utilize, now that we're kind of in this period of a lot of people are experimenting. I really want to get the Synchrons out again. I really want to use the Punk engine in it. I've had them, but I haven't used the Punk engine for it yet, which is really weird. But I just feel that the Punks work so well. Like the fact that they give you to the Chaos Ruler, which is the Excavate of 8, and then move it off the back of that as well, is kind of, really, really cool. I suppose that's kind of what you're looking to do. But the best thing about it is it's quite like the Acasta version, the Dawnwalker. I believe you could play both, because then you're doubling up your chances of being able to get to that engine. Not to mention that you probably wouldn't go for the Vampire, but you would bring back the Z-Armin, because then your Z-Armin then becomes your level 3 tuner, and then it becomes, that can then lead you with like a Caligo Crawl. Like if you, for example, if you went E-Telly, did the punk engine, and then off of the Chaos Ruler revealed either a Damage Juggler or a Caligo Crow, without even conducting your normal summon, you've been able to activate the effects to kind of change up. But I'll let them continue their siding, and then we'll be getting into game 2 very shortly. But yeah, that's definitely something that I want to try around with Synchros. I've also looked at reviving Traptrix and just trying to change from what is going to be a very heavy combo format, and just look at other decks to play around with. And like I said, I really want to play Synchros and just see all the alternative routes that can be made with it. And I feel the Punks, like I said, the Punks themselves can work really, really well, because it just lets you from one card maintain your normal summon. It can also help set up your graveyard, because not only are you excavating off the back of the Chaos Ruler, but you can also discard off of the back of the Foxy Tune as well. And then by discarding, you can start putting your stuff like the Stardust into the graveyard. Opening up with the Force Burial Goods again. Pretty decent. And what we I'm assuming we're going to do the exact same thing. So send the Crescendo, banish the Crescendo, search out Girsu. What have we got here? Oh, okay. Another Imperm again. So I think the previous one was a Veiler. This one's Girsu, Summon Effect, Imperm. That is a very interesting hand. So we're going to see where we're going to go from here on that one. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's Golden Lord, send in, was that a Conquistador? To set 2. And then Conquistador. Oh dear. I mean, they're always good in theory, but then when you physically playing them, they just, yeah, depending on what decks you're facing up, it can really go the wrong way round that you don't really want it to. So... Oh, okay. Oh, that hand's looking pretty tasty, not going to lie. For shooter, unless there's a floodgate along that back row, that this isn't really going to be, unfortunately, going anywhere. And just like that, the game is over. So, I mean, Sanguine, Conquistador, and the Conquistador was ashed. Not the Sanguine was ashed, and then there's a Crescendo that's not going to do absolutely anything. Yeah, so all it really needed was like just any start from Swordsoul to kind of just going from there. Anyway, short, sweet, simple game on that one. Thank you to every single one of you that watched this streaming. It was just to test a new setup for our Friday streams, and then we'll be able to go from there. As absolutely always, guys, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.